Thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Craig Boyd. I am the EVP of Marketing for New Frontier Data. I was actually scheduled to do this whole demo today, but our COO, Gary Allen, is going to join us, and he's going to give the actual demo. So I will give us just a brief intro about New Frontier Data, and then I'll turn it over to Gary, and he will give you the Equio demo itself. If you have questions, there is a Q&A button at the bottom, and feel free to write in any questions. We will try to get to as many as possible. We're a little bit limited on time, so we'll do what we can, and we'll go from there. So about New Frontier Data. We consider ourselves the global leader in business intelligence in the cannabis industry. We have been quoted in over 80 countries, and last year we did have a media reach of almost 7 billion. We do analyze and collect millions of data points, many of which are in Equio itself, that you will see in a minute here. And we really collect that data from 5 different areas: federal governments, local governments, and those are kind of governmental sources. And then outside of that, we also look at consumers themselves, and that data is collected both through like POS connections that we have partnerships with some POS systems, as well as some online shopping partners, and then ancillary services. So that's businesses that are involved in cannabis but don't necessarily touch the plant itself, and then the industry itself. So whether that's dispensary or farmers, producers, cultivators, we have partnerships with people in all of these areas, and that's really where we're getting all of our data. Now, what we do is there's really 3 areas that we really support the industry. One is custom research. So that is if you have, whether you're a dispensary who wants to know about what should I be selling in my local area, or all the way up to a government that's looking to legalize cannabis, either medical or adult use, and don't really know where to start or what to expect. We have clients that really range from those 2 extremes, and we do custom research for them. We also do reports. This is how we started. We have a number of different reports on either states, countries, or regions, and then also by topic. So whether the topic is customers themselves or energy use, we have hundreds of reports. They're all available actually in Equio itself. So Gary will show you that, where they are. And finally, Equio. And that's what we're all here for today. I'm going a little fast because I know we want to get to the demo and we want to have a little bit of time for questions. So with that, Gary, I'm going to turn it over to you. You should be able to take over the screen sharing. And if you can't, let me know. You also may be muted, Gary.
Yes, I'm here. Can everybody hear me?
I can, yes. Oh, and there we go. We can see your screen. Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Welcome, everybody. My name is, Gary Allen, and I am the COO of New Frontier Data. I am here to show you our Equio platform. And sorry about that. I've obviously mistaken how to use my computer, but I will rectify that here shortly. So the Equio platform, the best way to think of the Equio platform is the aggregation and dissemination of information that covers everything from macroeconomics to consumer behavior and consumer proclivity and affinity, as well as patient information. That is for the infrastructural part of the cannabis industry. In addition to that, we have regulatory, jobs, cannibalization information, opportunity ranking for investments in the United States, and a ton of other price indexes and data streams, as Craig was talking about. So what I'm going to do is try to quickly walk you through the easiest way to use the Equio platform. This is a lot of information, and what we've tried to do, and I think what we've succeeded at, is to make the interface pretty intuitive. with any application, especially something that's data driven, it's important to understand how the navigation gets you in and out of the areas that you need to be. And so the first thing to look at and what I always tell people, the first thing to do when you come into Equio, what I always do is the first thing is I search. So up in this upper right hand corner, I make a quick search for a keyword that I may want, right? I'll show you through the navigation, but this is the easiest way to ensure that you're going to get the information you're truly looking for. And it shows the power in which in the depth of the aggregation of data that we are collecting and then sharing with you. So I've searched for California. To my upper left-hand corner, you see all of the charts. And the charts that we have are pre-contextualized data, and they come from our reports. Right? These, depending on your subscription level, these may be they're either available to view or they're available to download and use in presentations, or actually however you would like. As I said, the chart starts and they come from our reports. So this will also show me every report we've done that has California. And California is obviously an important market for the United States. And so there's going to be a few. We also have the videos, our Canna clips. Every major report that we do, we also produce a minute and 30 seconds, so what, of what happened in that report. And this allows a researcher or an investor or anybody who's interested, even an operator in the market, to quickly aggregate and deliver information to themselves and then to other people. From there, as you scroll down, every blog posting we've done with California, we have a daily Cannabis Insight, daily newsletter that gives you the top 5 things within the industry to think about for that day. And so, news articles, blog posts, presentations, charts, and then reports. So if you want to dive deeper, and the first thing that you see when you log into Equio is our dashboard. As our dashboard loads, a couple of things to think about, right? So what is the important information on a daily basis? We have our public company information. So we have a U.S. market tracker. You can search and select. We'll give you and we'll give you the information of performance on what's going on with that stock, news, anything in the news for that's important, specifically for that company, and then how is that company doing in its sector? This particular sector is Canadian companies, and so you're able to look at one company specifically. You're able to look at the sector performance. We have divided for this particular product, WeedX, which is our index of public markets. We've divided this up into biotech and pharma, cultivation and retail, ancillary products, hemp, CBD, ancillary services, agricultural tech, and then Canadian. This is not a subjective index. This is a weighted index based on market cap and volume of shares sold. It gives right now there's about 166 companies in it. And then, as you click in, you get deeper information, not only about the sectors, leaders and laggards, then of course stock news. So that's real-time information coming in about the public market. Right over to the right, we partner with a company called Zephyr out of Colorado, who helps us aggregate data on what consumers are doing in the market. So this is a consumer price index. It's really important to understand that in order to be able to provide information on what consumers are doing, it's not simply the product, but it's also who's buying the product. And so in the consumer price index, we identify the consumer profile, and it's a top 3 for each state. We identify the populations. We also identify the adult use dispensaries or the medical dispensaries that service those particular profiles. And then, of course, what products people are buying. And the products are categorized by medical or adult use. and then by product type. So we can see what drinks in the adult use market people are buying, what price they're paying for the different categories, and these categories are dosage. Edibles the same, so on and so forth. And so it's really, we have it for every market that is legal, either medical or recreational or adult use. And so this is the culmination of many different data feeds. The data of menus that are available out in the marketplace, the data of consumer types and consumer profiling that are engaging in the market, and then of course all of the different products that they're buying. Scrolling down, we have patient counts and patient saturation for each one of the states. Medical is obviously very important. We have country profiles on what's going on in other countries, and these are continuously updated. We have an archive of what's going on in our Cannabis Insight Daily, so that you can watch and see, topics that continue to trend day over day. And then one of the most used parts of the Equio platform is this interactive data map. This interactive data map is another area in which the New Frontier data shows the power of the big data engine behind it. So not only do we have the legal medical states, which is selected now, we can filter that by both markets or simply medical use markets. We could show every qualifying condition in each of those medical use markets. I always have a lot of fun and show DC because it's got the single most qualifying conditions and the least area as a district or a state. There's some things that, depending on the subscription level, this interactive map also gets pretty deep. And so at our higher levels of enterprise subscription, and I'm going to give you a sneak preview of this right now, you can also see cannibalization. So spending shifts to cannabis from alcohol, tobacco, or pharmaceutical by state. And we'll give the exact information. We also track job opportunities through not only a partner of ours that's specific to the cannabis industry, but also through the top 4 job posting sites online. It's really important to show not only that the opportunities, but the types of opportunities. So what types of jobs? And we keep that list live and updated on a daily basis. Also very important to the industry, especially in the largest markets, is what's going on with tax rates. As the industry matures and tax regulations begin to calm, we will begin to show less daily information on those changes, but we're able to show to the county what the different tax rates are. This important information. So if you look at the legalized states, qualifying condition, cannibalization, job opportunities, tax rates, we also have regulatory information, and I'll show you that in one second. All of that information helps us build investment opportunity ranking. And so again, depending on the subscription level at Equio, you can see this high level of red, green, and yellow, or you'll be able to, at a higher subscription level, you'll be able to drill into this and see how the 16 different ways in which we measure it and weight. We have our market projections, our tax notifications. This is in real time, so we can see up to date, up to the minute, what's going on in every county, every city. Let's say for California, we have it actually for every state that has a legal market. And then again, of course, I just shown you job listings. From there, everything down our left-hand side is basically curated for the audience. So we have it for investors. We've curated this information. For researchers, again, we've curated this information from patient saturation to all of our Canna clips, our Canna bits, all of the presentations we've ever done, our industry analyst reports, our interactive map, and then our webinars. A couple of important things to note. One is, no matter what the subscription level that you have in Equio, Free reports will always be found in the My Reports section. If you purchase reports, they will also be found in the My Reports section. And the idea being that your entire library is available to you from here. These reports are readable and downloadable. For you to print. The larger reports have interactive. So the really important, the larger kind of industry outlook reports that we do, they have the video, key findings, charts that are within that report. And as luck would have it, my charts didn't load. There we go. The chart library is one of those areas that once understood how to use, people find a lot of value in, especially researchers and investors. For example, you can search by keyword. You can select by a report if you saw a report that you really liked. Each one of these, again, these charts you're able to download and use depending on your Equio subscription. For the Equio Premium Plus subscriber, all 1,100 charts are available for download and reuse. We give all copyright license. And so for investors, for market researchers, even for legislators, they find it very, very valuable, just this one portion. Because to take the time to find the data, contextualize the data, then graphically display that data, one, takes a lot of time, costs a lot of money. And so to have access to 1,100 charts from the data leader in the industry is very valuable. From this point, there's a couple of fun features that I'd like to show you. And then in about 2 minutes, I'm going to open it up for questions. This is called the Canacal. And the Canacal has, as soon as it loads, I'm very sorry. There we go. The Canacal has there we go, it's loading up. Sorry guys, with Zoom and the internet, it sometimes doesn't load up very well. But the Canacal has, let's do that. Conventions and going on in the industry throughout the world, throughout the globe. So I can actually, let's see if this works. Sorry guys. There we go. Well, no, this is Calgary. So on March 8th to 10th in Calgary, there's a Cannabis Hemp Expo. It gives you access to what's going on, who it is, the event website, and it allows us to show the industry in all in one spot what's going on in the world of cannabis and hemp. The other thing is, as a subscriber to Equio, every subscriber to Equio has an opportunity to consult with our analysts. Now you have to buy time to speak with our analysts, and then we sell that in 5-hour increments. But once you do, you're able to select a date, Saturday and Sunday. You're actually able to select a date. So I have Monday the 11th. I can select 10:30 in the morning. I can tell them who I am, and leave a couple of comments. And then that will, a confirmation will come up, and one of our analysts will call. You'll get a calendar invite, and one of our analysts will be on the phone live to you. And so the idea around Equio is to bring the entire cannabis industry into one place, give you as many tools and as much information as possible to enable you to not only navigate but understand the world of cannabis in a meaningful way. So Craig, I will open it up to you to open up to questions.
Okay, thanks, Gary. We don't have a ton of time, but we'll get to what we can. So there are actually a few questions all kind of regarding the retail and retail sales. So like one of them is, do you track actual monthly retail sales by state and unit volumes? Also, do you track sales by product type?
So the answer is yes, we do, through partnerships with not only POS systems that are resident within each dispensary, but also with online systems to follow up that question. No, those numbers are not displayed in Equio. New Frontier Data, we provide our services in three ways. One, the first is the Equio platform. The second is through data licensing, and the third is through advisory services. And the data licensing and advisory services usually kind of go hand in hand. Yep. So the answer is yes, we do track that information. We have that information, but we don't publicly display that information.
Okay, fair enough. Same person has a question, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'll read it anyway. Can Equio create custom reports showing actual retail sales? So I think you kind of just answered that. I'll let you answer, but I think I know the answer.
So Equio itself will not do that. Again, we do have the capability of it through a focused and scoped advisory service engagement to provide that type of information.
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, someone asked, and actually this is a good one because we're talking about this. Do we have an estimated release date for the hemp tab?
We do have an estimated release date for the hemp tab, and I don't have that. No, within the next 30 to 45 days, we'll announce it. It's going to be pretty quick. Hemp Business Journal. I don't know if people on the phone on this demo understand that we own the Hemp Business Journal. The Hemp Business Journal has been a great member of our family for the last year and change, and we are just finishing up getting that information into Equio, and we'll announce that very soon.
Yeah, that's great. And just so people know, we did just release the global state of hemp. So that is a report that's available. It just came out a couple weeks ago with very up-to-date information. All right, I only have one other question, and I don't know the answer to this. Are the prices for units or gram equivalents sold? And that's a good question. I'm assuming in the Zephyr index here they're referring. Oh, that's right. You can filter by type. So flower.
You know what? We will post that. We'll post an answer to that question. You have the person who asked it, right? We'll send an answer out to everybody who registered.
Okay.
Give me 5 minutes after we're done, and I'll get that answer to you. I just want to make sure that I don't say it. Oh, it says weighted average by ounce.
Oh, there you go. Weighted average by ounce. And they were
almost always on the Equio platform. I'll show you one quick example. Almost always on the Equio platform, we go out of our way to make sure that our methodology is understood. So, for example, on our investment opportunity indicator, we define it pretty in a lot of detail. And then what are the segment definitions? So the answer to those types of questions is usually, if I look hard enough, I can find it right there on my screen, which we did.
Oh, that's great. Someone asked, to be clear, no customer level data published.
Never.
Yeah, no, especially not individual.
We're also, so not only are we PII compliant and SOX compliant here in the US, but we're GDPR compliant throughout Europe.
That's right. It looks like that's it for questions. So thank you everyone for joining. We do this every first Thursday of the month. So if you know some people that didn't get in, we'll do another one next month. You can also contact us for individual one-on-one demos if you would like. If you'd like a little deeper dive, we can do that as well. And I really appreciate everyone joining. And thank you, Gary.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.